So Manchester United 2, Southampton 2, that's 18 matches unbeaten. But the honest truth is it feels more like a defeat after conceding that equaliser in the 96th minute. Michael Obafemi had only been on the pitch a few moments when he came on and scored a set piece, a late corner deep into injury time, and he forced the ball home at the far post. United had done well. We conceded an early goal, and not for the first time this season. We've come from behind, and what I like about this United team is how we don't panic when we do go a goal behind, and we always seem to have the attitude, certainly in recent weeks, that we can score more goals than you. It seemed to be that way when we took the lead with a quick-fire double from Marcus Rashford, and then a beauty from Anthony Martial to lead 2-1 at the break, and it looked like we were heading for our 5th successive win in the Premier League. But Southampton, probably one of the most improved teams in the division, certainly in the bottom half of the table. Ralph Hasenhüttl's team are a stubborn team. They're super fit, and they really are a much improved team since Ralph Hasenhüttl came to take over at Southampton. This was a game that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer warned was not going to be an easy one. There were no easy games in the Premier League, and Southampton, they proved the integrity of the Premier League by pushing United right to the end. They never gave up, and to be honest, as Ole said, they did deserve their point. Now this is a learning curve for United's young team, and it's all about how we can recover from this and move on in the next game. But let's not panic, because the top 4 race is very much there for us to win. It's still in our hands, and if we win our final 3 games, we will be in the top 4 and we will qualify for the Champions League. But now just 1 point separates United, Leicester and Chelsea. And let's have a look at the remaining games, because it's all about those remaining games now. And Chelsea, they're in pole position in the top 3. They're in 3rd place. They've got a relatively comfortable home game coming up next against Norwich City. But then a tough one away at Liverpool. They've already won the league, of course, so not sure how strong that Liverpool team will be. And then the final match against Wolves, who of course are still challenging for a place in Europe themselves. Then we've got Leicester City. They've got a home match against Sheffield United, not an easy one. Sheffield United surprised Chelsea at the weekend. And then another tough one away at Tottenham. Tottenham inconsistent, but they beat Arsenal at the weekend, and Jose Mourinho still pressing for a place in Europe for his Tottenham side. And then, of course, it's United. We're back in action against Crystal Palace on Thursday. Away, that's a tricky one again. And then a home match against West Ham. And that could be a winner-takes-all in that final match against Leicester City. What a game that will be, if it all depends on that final match. Anyway, how do you judge this United performance? As I said before the game, take anything for granted in football, and that's when this game will come and bite you. And as we said already, Southampton, one of the most improved teams in the division. As Ole said after the match, this is all part of the learning curve for this young team. And let's not lose sight of the fact United have done absolutely superbly since the restart. We've won 4, we've drawn 2. OK, we should have won tonight. But let's be honest, Southampton deserved their points, and they proved the integrity of the Premier League by fighting right to the end. The thing is, we didn't actually play badly, we just weren't at our best. And at times we showed some scintillating moves. Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood combined superbly on a couple of occasions. At half-time it looked like United were on our way to making it 5 straight wins, leading 2-1 after pulling back from that early strike by Armstrong, a quick-fire double from Martial and Rashford. But Southampton wouldn't lie down, and they're a tough team to beat. They're super fit, and they are a little bit aggressive on occasions. And there was one key moment in the second half when Romeo was lucky to avoid a red card for a nasty challenge on Mason Greenwood. I don't know how much that affected him, because he was taken off before the end. Also taken off where Pogba, it wasn't his best game, and Bruno Fernandes, who did play well, but I think Ole was trying to save them for the match on Thursday. With Fred, McTominay and Matic on at the end, it looked like United had the strength to hold on for the win. But Southampton took advantage of a set-piece move. Hasenhüttl sent on Michael Obafemi with instructions to be there at the far post and convert a set-piece move, which he did. But United unlucky to end with 10 men. Brandon Williams had a nasty head injury and had to go off, leaving United with 10 men, and we couldn't bring on another player because we'd already made substitutions on 3 occasions. Williams coming on for the injured Luke Shaw, who had an ankle injury, so that's another piece of bad news for United. 2 fullbacks taken out of this game, and who knows which one of those, if either, will be fit for the game against Crystal Palace on Thursday. But let's not lose sight of the fact that United still have it in our own hands to finish in the top 4. If we win our final 3 matches, we will finish in the top 4. Let's not lose sight of the fact that United are the form team. We've got a fantastic young team that's maturing, and this is going to be part of the learning curve, as Ollie said after the game. It's how we respond to this result, how we pick ourselves up for the game at Crystal Palace on Thursday, that will determine how we end the season. We can still finish in the Champions League places. We can still finish in the top 4. We can still finish top 3. There's nothing really between us. And if you look at the final 3 games, we've got that tough one against Leicester in the final match. But I'd say on paper, we have the slightly easier run in. But that means nothing at this stage of the season, because as Southampton proved tonight, every team can match any team in this division. And it's all part of the integrity of the Premier League when a team does keep fighting to the end, as Southampton did here tonight. And it's hard to argue against the fact that Southampton did deserve their point. United, we've had a fantastic restart, and let's not lose confidence in our players, because this is a team that's maturing. This is a team that will develop over the coming seasons. We're not quite there yet, but we are a force to be reckoned with, and we've still got plenty of goals in us. The honest truth is tonight, if we'd been a little bit more ruthless, we would have won this game, but that's going to come with more experience, more confidence. Okay, we're confident at the moment, and we've been banging in goals left, right and centre over recent weeks. We got another 2 tonight, but it wasn't quite enough. But it's not all over until the fat lady sings. We can still do this. We can finish top 4, and we can win at least 1 cup. Of that, I'm very confident. So let's see how it all pans out. Let's keep the red flag flying high, and let's see how it all pans out in the next few games. And don't forget, we've got good players in our team. Bruno Fernandes, he's the heartbeat of our team. He was taken off before the end, probably to rest him for Thursday. Pogba, it wasn't his best match. He went off a little earlier, but he's still a force to be reckoned with. And this United team, we've got style, we've got quality, we've got confidence. As long as we keep our confidence and we come back fighting, we can still do this. I'm confident of that. Another positive thing for this game was a great save by David De Gea before Southampton equalised. He's still concentrating, and he's still one of the great goalkeepers. What really counted against us was at the end, when we ended up with 10 men, when Southampton had the extra number to take advantage of that final set piece in the 96th minute, and Obafemi stole the point for Southampton. But let's remember, this is a United team that's still developing. We're still growing in confidence, and we're still the form team, and we can still do this. I'm confident. I'm sure the players are confident. They're not going to give up because we've lost 2 points against Southampton. We've still made up a point on Chelsea and Leicester this weekend, because they got absolutely battered over the weekend. We were involved in a fierce contest against a much improved Southampton team. We ended up with a point when we should have taken 3, but it's still all to play for, and it's still in our own hands. United can do this. Let's stay confident. Let's stay behind our team. Unfortunately, we can't be there to cheer them on, and that probably makes a difference as well, but we can still do this. I'm sure Ollie and his backroom staff are still confident. I'm sure the players are still confident. They will be disappointed, but once we get this out of our system and get back on the pitch at Crystal Palace on Thursday, I'm sure we will be back to our best, and we're going to give this a really good go. We're not going to fold like we did last season. We're going to fight to the end, and I'm sure when it comes to that final match against Leicester City, we will make it. Whether we have to do it by winning that game, I don't know, but I'm confident United can still do this. We've got the strength of character. We've got the firepower. We've got the ability to make it. But it's going to be a fantastic end to the season. It's going to be exciting, and that's what makes the Premier League the most exciting league in the world.